All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Friday on America Talks Live. I'm Steve Malzberg here from our New York City studios, and we have a lot to get to. The Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson will join us momentarily, but first, let's get all the latest from Bill Tucker.
And thank you, Steve. Intelligence officials tell the Washington Post that Russia may try to affect the election after the results are in. The meddling isn't likely to affect the outcome, but it is meant to sow doubts about the legitimacy of the result. New emails related to Clinton's State Department tenure were found on Huma Abedin's laptop, according to CBS News. The emails are not duplicates of emails found on Hillary's private server, though it is unknown how relevant they are to the investigation. The latest national polls show an incredibly tight race as we head toward Election Day. Investors Business Daily, known for its accuracy, has the two tied at 44 apiece. Looking at the bigger swing states, Trump holds the lead in Ohio and North Carolina, but Clinton currently has the edge in Florida, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. October's jobs report says the U.S. added 161,000 new jobs. That's slightly less than expected. The unemployment rate, however, dropped a tenth of a point to 4.9%. For more on these stories, be sure to go to Newsmax.com to get the full brief. Back to you, Steve.
All right, Bill, thank you very much. Well, big day today, last Friday before the election, heading into the weekend. If Hillary has anything on Trump, I think they would have used it already, but if she has anything on Trump, it will dump today. So that I was listening to Rush say this yesterday, and I agree 100%, so that the cronies in the media, the sycophants, who email Podesta and the Clinton campaign ad nauseum, will have all weekend to trash Trump over it. So we'll wait and we'll see. The polls, they seem to be, the Washington Post poll now has Hillary up by 3. Investor Business Daily still tied. Rasmussen still tied. The Real Clear Politics average ticked up a bit for Hillary. So we shall see. But let's talk about Hillary's judgment, okay? I want to take you back to an email here from 2010, August 14th, 2010. Hillary needs to get a secure phone. Look what she writes. This is from Huma Abedin to Hillary. First, Hillary writes, maybe one of Anthony's trusted staff could deliver secure phone. And she writes, Huma writes, okay, I'll just FedEx the secure cell phone from D.C. Anthony's leaving the office to bring me to the airport now, so hopefully we'll make it in time. So she's going to FedEx, Huma, a secure phone to the Secretary of State. And Hillary wanted one of Wiener's guys to bring it. Incredible, right? Just incredible. Now, talk about the media being in bed. Glenn Thrush, Politico, we already told you that and showed you earlier, a couple of weeks ago, the email that's been revealed where he sent an email to John Podesta, said, don't tell anybody I'm doing this, I'm a hack, are you okay with these quotes? Well, another email from him has been revealed. We're not putting it up, but basically he sent quotes to Jennifer Palmieri, Clinton's staffer, and wanted her approval on that. Again, said don't tell anybody. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It doesn't stop. And look at this email from Eric Tucker. This one goes back to August of 2011. Eric Tucker of the AP to David Kendall, Clinton's attorney. Hey, David, we've been told, and we are prepared to report, that the FBI has taken possession of the thumb drive that was once in your possession. This is what we have been informed, and we wanted to see whether there was any sort of comment that could be provided. Now, get this. If you wanted to steer us away and say that we are misinformed, then I would gladly accept that as well. Do you hear this? They have a source that tells them that David Kendall's thumb drive is now in the possession of the FBI. And the AP writer, instead of writing the story, he's looking for a comment, which is okay, but says, if you want to tell us that we're barking up the wrong tree here and steer us away, I'm okay with that. Wow. Wow. It never ends. There is no media in this country. They're as corrupt as the DNC and corrupt as the Clinton Foundation. Now let's move on. Melania Trump spoke yesterday. Great speech, and here's some of what she said.
We must find better ways to honor and support the basic goodness of our children, especially in social media. It will be one of the main focuses of my work if I'm privileged enough to become your First Lady.
All right, so a lot of her speech centered around cyberbullying of young children and how people bully young children. They're anonymous, they hide behind the internet, they don't come out with names. And so the media immediately ripped that and said, well, Donald Trump sends tweets and bullies people. Donald Trump doesn't target kids anonymously. There's a huge difference. Donald Trump responds and uses the internet and Twitter and Facebook to respond to when he thinks he's been attacked first. And he puts his name on everything he writes. So there's no analogy. But it didn't stop the folks at CNN.
When Melania said, you know, I want to be an advocate for women and children, and then she went on and said, our culture has gotten too mean or too rough. She talked about bullying. How do I ask this? I mean, her husband refers to Hillary Clinton as Crooked Hillary. We heard about Lion Ted, Low Energy Jeb, not to mention some of his tweets. Would Heidi Cruz agree, for example? I mean, how would you respond to that?
Actually hearing the words come out of her mouth, all I kept thinking was, have you met Donald Trump? Maybe you should talk to your husband about the example that he has set on this issue.
Her husband does no such thing. This is a flawed, phony, fake CNN analogy. And flawed, phony, and fake lately conjures up the letters CNN. All right, I want you to watch this before we go to Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson.
We fight for black people. We see what's going on in the world today. You cannot tell us from no papers. You cannot lie to us. Right. We know what's going on in the world right now.
What about the speech did you like?
We like everything about Donald Trump. We're talking the truth, what's going on in our world today. We don't want to kind of we live on the streets. We don't sit down in offices every day. Right. We see what's going on every day. We wake up and we see it. So they cannot fool us with their lies.
All right, a very passionate black supporter of Donald Trump.